What day is it? It's day 32, baby. We hit the goal yesterday. That felt really good. I appreciate everyone that showed up to that auction. I appreciate everybody that is tuning into this and following the journey and contributing and buying our collectibles and stuff like that. It's super, super cool that I set up at the show and people were talking about this one. Really, like I said, I'm doing this as my therapy and kind of to keep me on track for my goals of continuing to try to be an independent filmmaker. So I'm using pop culture as my vessel towards that, where I could buy and sell pop culture things in order to create my own pop culture. And hopefully people will care about the things that I'm creating and they'll collect them and things like that. So whatever. But we're in day 32 and I'm prepping another pop sale and I have another claim sale going. So I just finished posting a bunch of claim sale stuff from that tub and a couple of these boxes and a couple of the newer items that we just picked up. It is closing in on 7 o'clock at night right now. I had to do a lot of security work stuff today. We're watching Leave It to Beaver while I do this. And now I'm going to get home and get some dinner and hang out with the fam. So we have a claim sale that's going on, but I'm going to prep the table with pops so I could do that tomorrow very quickly. So if I have it kind of prepped, then I'm going to be in better shape tomorrow. And I'm going to go home. And yeah, I think I have other things I'm going to catch you guys up on. So stay tuned for that because we'll get to a little bit of that in today's video. But first, let's go ahead and set up for this next pop sale. Like I said before, we just got to make $125 more to break even. And if I'm being honest, I kind of just like using the time-lapse feature on the phone. So that's what I'm doing right here. And it is pretty cool. So check it out. Okay, we are all set up for this next Funko sale. And remember, we only made 125 off of this lot so far. So we need to make another 125 to break even. We need to make another $125 off of this stuff. And then we'll be even. Anything after that has us in the green. And I still have a lot of the cases, like the hard cases. And then I have some other kind of pieces that I thought were just extra cool that I kept to the side because I'll maybe bring them to the show or use them as gifts or something. But they're just some of the cooler pieces that I kept aside. I got pop protectors, some of the hard case ones. But first things first is getting even on this lot, and then hopefully at least that stuff. Even if I only make 125 out of this stuff, it will have been worth it if all of the stuff in that box ends up being free. So that's kind of where I'm at with this right now. So let's see. All right, and I got to the shop. This is the next day. I actually posted the stuff, the pops, in another Funko sale, so they were selling overnight. And now we're going to take a look at that. Overnight, the claim sale was running and the pop sale was running. So we're going to go over both of those things. We have the challenge number 3 that has ended. We sold a couple things on eBay that Craig sent me the money for. However, I need to get the breakdown of that, so I'm going to try to get that into this video as well so we can go over all of that. But I'm in a race against time right now because we had somebody call off one of our shifts. So Stephanie needs to go in, my wife, needs to go in and cover that shift today at 2 o'clock. She needs to leave the house by 1:30 in order to get there in time. And I'm at back alley right now, and it is currently like almost 12:30. So that gives me about 40 minutes to try to organize and pack everything from that sale so I can bring it home and invoice people and collect that money. We need to do the pops and we need to do the claim sale. I don't know if we're going to make it because this is kind of hard to do. Like going through the pops especially, I have to go through each one and kind of write on a sticky, all right, they bought this for this much, this for this much, this for this much, because making a packing list just wastes my time. So I go through the actual sale as I am packing and like organizing the stuff. So let's just get down to it. Let's get down to it, and then I'll sit down and I'll break down the numbers because I wrote them down a little bit because I want to cover a few different things in this episode. So first off, we're just going to go person by person, and I kind of have a general idea of where everything is, and then I'm going to make the piles on the floor for everybody, and then I will pack them as quickly as possible, and then we'll go over the numbers. So The homie Eddie. Let's start with Eddie. Eddie picked up some fresh stuff that we had. Got to move some stuff out of the way. He picked up our Seth Rollins for $25. So Seth Rollins action figure out the door. I had 30 on it, or since he had 30 on it, I sold it for $25. That's out the door. Let's see. CM Punk. Again, since he had 30 on it, I sold this one for $25. What else did Eddie get? Oh, he asked for a deal. I gave it to him. I didn't want to be honest, but I did. Because he picked those ones up from me. He asked for my Liv Morgan. Where you at, Liv? Liv. Where did I put Liv Morgan? Oh, right here. So, I don't even have freaking Liv Morgan in my collection. I love Liv Morgan. One of my favorite female wrestlers of all time. But for whatever reason, I sold him this one for $25. It goes $35, $40 all day, but I gave it to him for $25. So there's Eddie's pile. Then we had Casey, the homie from KD Toys and Customs. He picked up a few things. So first off, he picked up the Nightwing Mezco. Very high-end collectible figure and probably one of my favorite pieces that I had gotten from Cincy. So I wouldn't have been sad if that one didn't go. But the name of the game in this is like you gotta let the stuff go. You gotta move them into new collections for people. So it is what it is. But he picked that one up, and as soon as I find it, we will go over it. Oh man, I put these pops in the way, so that's a little bit hindering to my. Oh, duh! It's so nice. I packed it in here. So let's go over here. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Mezco, Nightwing. Here it is. Beautiful figure. So sick. So sick. He got this for $80. This is like $100+ figure all day long. And because it's Nightwing, it'll likely gain value, because it's just such a cool one. So he picked this one up for $80. $80, Casey. And then he picked up, finally, I don't know how these ones lasted as long as they did, but they did. He picked up the Bart shoes, these vintage ones. Picked this up for $15. And then he picked up our Halloween Stormtrooper with the ripped box for $15 as well. So that goes into Casey's pile. Then we move on, and I finally sold one of our weirdest figures, the ones that I picked up from that table that I bought a bunch of the 50% off stuff from. Heads up, I got a little, not really heads up, but just kind of keep you guys posted. I'm not going to do that well on that buy. There's a lot of cool stuff, but it was kind of the 50%. After 50% off is kind of what they're going for anyway. So we had someone pick this one up for $15, and that's the only thing that they got. Then Popeye. I said Popeye was going to be a hard sale. It was actually the first thing from Cincy's the pickup I got from Cincy for $600. It was actually the first thing that sold, and it's probably because I gave too good of a deal on it. I sold it for $80, guys. I probably could have stretched this one to the 110, but $80, that's what the person got it for. What a cool figure, too. All right. So that gets us to the Boba Fett Starship. Now, this is one of the ones that me and Craig are 50-50 on. So that half of what I'm going to say is his, but I'm going to go over those numbers as I do the full breakdown of this video. Once I find this elusive starship. Here it is. Boom. Get over here, guy. Get over here. So if you look this one up, I'll show a shot, but I'm going to show you guys what this one goes for. This person got it for $60. This is why I say follow my sales if you want stuff that is expensive, because I will likely have it come through my hands at some point, and you'll get a better deal than you will anywhere else on the internet or in person or anywhere. So $60 on that. Such a sick piece too. Now we're diving in to some tougher pieces for me to find, but we're going to find them. Maurice picked up a few Black Series figures. So let's find that real quick. Where's that box at? Oof. That box is down here. So I'm going to do those ones in a second. We got the controllers. We had our friend pick up a pair of these for $7. And now we're going to the homie. Let's see what's in this one. All right, we got a few things that I'm going to need to dig out for that one, so I'm going to go to that next. All right, and then John picked up our Mando figure that was coming off card. See how it's coming off card? So I labeled it coming off card. Picked that up for $5. And he got my Godfather figure that I've had for a little bit, the one that looks like Boston Mike. Looks exactly like Boston Mike. In my opinion, it looks like him. Pick that one up. Let's see. Here it is. Boom. There's Boston. There he is. Pick that one up for $15. And then we sold the SH Figure Arts, the other Sailor Moon piece that we had, for $25. If you're picking up SH Figure Arts, whether it's like the more high-end version of them or however they're doing it, I don't really know the breakdown. If you know, drop it in the comments. But this was picked up for $25. And then we sold both Kiss lunchboxes, and the thermoses are inside both of these. We gave a great deal. Look up what these go for. I sold both of these to the one of my friends for $30. But I trash picked them, so that's just $30 profit. So what do I care? What do I care what they really go for versus what they got? Because at the end of the day, I didn't have $30 before I picked them out of the trash. All right, that's everything outside of the stuff that I need to grab from that box over there. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get that organized. We're back at it. Let's see. We got a couple Black Series. This is the one I was telling you about that I had to dig out the box over here. We got $5 here, $5 here, and $5 here. So that's all for that box. And then we'll move over to the homie Mark, who's been supporting like crazy. So you're going to see why I gave him some deals on this stuff. We got the NECA comic turtle. There's my toilet. Got the NECA comic April. Went for $15. Clean. We got Trish. Went for $5. Clean. Vintage. I've never seen another one like this. There's some box damage, but I never run into this. He picked this one up for $20. We got $8 on the Thunder Rosa. Man, this one, good deal, dude. $15 I sold it to him for. What a great deal. We got $10 on our Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then we got $10 on our Imperial Stormtrooper. So that was his box, those 7 items. And then lastly, the last pile that sold for the claim sale that we did is going to be the homie Caesar. So originally he asked to get this for 10, and I denied. Because if you're only buying one thing, I'm not really going to knock it off because I still have to go through the trouble of boxing it and doing all this stuff. So I probably won't do it. However, he bought some other things that I'm going to show you. So I ended up giving him this for $10. Brand new Kurt Angle. And he got 1, 2, 3 Fantastic Four figures for $15, all brand new. So great deal on that. And then the reason why I gave him the deal on the Kurt Angle is because he did end up picking this up at my asking price. He was trying to get it for $75, but I was like, nah, dude, I can't do it. It's part of my personal collection, and I'm letting it go to try to help towards this. But I like it too much to let it go for too low. You're going to notice that when we get to the collection room, the prices are going to be retail or more. Like, probably not, but I need to know that I could get it back when I'm done doing these challenges and one of my movies takes off. Because I just want one of my movies to take off, guys. Anyway, last thing that he picked up was the 1/4 NECA Keaton Batman from '89. He picked this one up for $100. So, bam, that's it. And while we're at it, right before I pack, I'm just going to go over numbers for you. So, here we go. Everything that I just went over was a total of $648 in sales. So that was a $648 claim sale. 110 of that was stuff that me and Craig split. So 538 of it is just mine. So let's just do that right now. $538, collecting cash. Boom. That's down there. Now we have that other 110. I got to cut that in half and send 55 of it to Craig. And then we're going to add the other 55. Boom. Right there. Another 55 added to the collecting cash funds. So for me, the total of the sales for this claim sale was $593 for this Toy Life Facebook group claim sale. Just to put a little bit of closure to some things, $210 of that was the stuff that I bought from Cincy in the 2 episodes ago of Collecting Cash. I spent $600 on that stuff, so I sold $210 worth of it. I have $390 to go until I see profit, and we have a couple high-end pieces, so I think we're gonna be all right. But that's everything for this claim sale. I'm gonna pack this up, and then we're gonna move on to the Funkos. All right, here's what these packages look for the claim sale. So what they look like all packed up. They're ready to go. I got to take them home, weigh them, and invoice everybody. There's no way. I'm not getting to the Pops right now. It is 1:10, and Stephanie's got to be work at 2, which means I need to get home, get the stuff out of the car so she can take that car, and I'm out of time. So I'm going to have to close this sale another day or later on tonight when she gets off work. I might come back up here around 11 o'clock just to close this. So we'll see, but I got to go. All right, so obviously I didn't really record because I'm running late, but I had somebody that didn't communicate well, and they ended up showing up to pick up one of these racks that I sold on Facebook Marketplace. So again, commission on these ones, so I just wanted to help get that loaded. I got them loaded, closing up that part of the shop, and now I need to go relieve Stephanie before she's got to go to work. So my commission off that was $100. So another $100 added to the pot for today. So that's what I do. I got my little thing over there. Over there I have the weight stuff that I get commission on. I also get paid to move it when it's time to move it. And yeah, this is kind of my road that I go on almost every day doing some random stuff. So gotta get back to the house so Steph can get over to work and I can take over parent duty for the day. And then I'll have to do a bunch of admin work from my office at home. We are back at the house. Today was exhausting. So we're going to do the Funko Pops in the morning. So we're going to lead off day 33 with that. But at the home office right now, hanging out, you see all the claim sale stuff. I already invoiced everybody. I did that throughout the day while the kids were doing homework. I came in here and I knocked out all of the invoicing and shipping. And like you can see, I'm on pirate ship still. So that's what I use. And now I gotta at least get the first draft done of a couple of these new post orders for some new security sites that are gonna be starting. So it is 12:45. Hopefully by 2 a.m. I'll have the first draft done of 1 or 2 of these post orders, and since I'm doing it like 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning and finishing hopefully around 2, I'll re-go over them in the morning, obviously. So that's kind of the game plan right now.